Hello guys, and welcome back to a new section on network automation with Python. Now it's time to dive deep into Netmiko. In the last section, we saw that Paramiko is the standard Python library used to automate configuration tasks of networking devices using SSH. Let's move on and see what Netmiko is and what it's good for. Netmiko is a multi-vendor network library based on Paramiko. It runs on top of Paramiko and is used to reduce its complexity. Both Paramiko and Netmiko are alternatives to configure devices that do not support APIs. An API is a structured mode of sending and receiving structured data from network devices. Maybe you wonder, what's the difference between Paramiko and Netmiko? When do we use Paramiko and when do we use Netmiko? Paramiko can be used to communicate with any device that supports SSH. If you can connect to a device or to a server using SSH, for example using PuTTY, then you can use Python and Paramiko as well. On the other hand, although Netmiko is easier to use than Paramiko, it supports only some devices. It supports, however, the most important and used vendors. You can see a list with all supported platforms here at this link. So we see that we can use Netmiko to automate configuration tasks on Cisco, HP, Arista, Juniper, or Linux. There are many other platforms supported by Netmiko, but they were limited tested. For example, Alcatel, Dell, Huawei, or Palo Alto. As a conclusion, if we want to automate the network configuration using SSH and Python, we can use either Paramiko or Netmiko. If the platform is supported, we could choose Netmiko because it's easier to handle, we write less code and reduce the possibility of having errors. But if there is a special device that's not being supported by Netmiko, we could go ahead with Paramiko. Let's move on and install Netmiko. Same as Paramiko, it doesn't belong to the Python standard library, but the installation is very easy. If you use PyCharm, you go to Files, Settings, search for Interpreter, and then click on the plus sign in the right upper corner and then search for Netmiko. It has found Netmiko and I'm clicking on Install Package. It's installing Netmiko. And Netmiko was successfully installed. To check the installation, I'm creating a new Python script and in the file I'll import it and then run the script. Import Netmiko. I'm running the script. And we notice that there is no error, and that means that Netmiko was successfully installed. If there is any error, it means that there was a problem with the installation and further troubleshooting is required. Finally, I have one remark. Never name your Python script the same as the module. For example, if you name your script Netmiko and you try to import Netmiko module inside the script, you'll get an error. A Python file is in fact a module, so your newly created script would shadow the module you've imported. We'll take a short break, and in the next lecture, I'll show you how to connect to networking devices from Python using Netmiko and how to execute commands on those devices.